That's right.
It is time for this Daybreak game number 2. Can Pig knock out Yekke and keep his dreams of advancing the group stage alive, or will Yekke get some revenge?
We'll find out right now, guys, because we are into this game. The map is Daybreak, and spawning in the bottom left-hand position as the red Zerg player, the local Singaporean hero, pushing Zenio to the brink yesterday. Not having such a great day today. Can he turn it around? It is Yekke. And his opponent in the top right position, playing as the blue Zerg player, representing TT Esports, guys, we have Pig. So, our Toaster Raptor.
Yes.
Can Yekke do it?
Yeah, he definitely has the potential. I mean, he's showed good skills in that game. He was not a slouch. I feel like, you know, he moved out for his Hydra Roach Infester attack one time, like really moved out. And at that time, Pig just hit a couple locations while he had a good concave at the bottom of the ramp. And he's kind of relying on you going back home because he has that. He's hurting your economy, so it's going to be harder to refill your army, and also making it somewhat cost inefficient to go down that ramp, but he doesn't have his own Hydras. So, you know, the thing is, when you make that Hydralisk army, you got to be the one that's going over and getting these engagements. You know, maybe Yekke can fix that about his game if he wants to use the same style and come back.
Well, an interesting thing about that first engagement is that we actually saw Yekke lead in there with a decent number of infested Terrans. He was sort of poking forward with those beach balls from his infestors, but not within range of the fourth hatch or anything like that, just sort of going down the ramp. And that maybe gave Pig quite a lot of time to sort of get ready for that engagement. Are those initial infested Terrans an absolute necessity, or what can he improve there?
Oh, I tell you, it gets actually really complicated with infested Terran math, basically, okay? We see a lot of Zergs overuse infested Terrans nowadays. Sometimes it's not the best choice to just spam out a bunch of infested Terrans. Sometimes they aren't going to be as useful. So, I mean, in that situation, yeah, he didn't really need to do that. Maybe save that for when he's actually going to go. But not necessarily a game changer, that one.
Well, we will see if he decides to maybe adjust his execution slightly in this game number 2. So far, guys, both players do have their natural expansions down. Pool, I believe, already up for Pig. Both sides getting their gas as well. And Yekke getting his gas, again, a little bit earlier than Pig this time around, but 2 routes to the same goal.
Yes, exactly. I mean, this is a lot of what ZVZ is right at the moment. I'll be interested to see, though, will Yekke go for that really quick layer again? Because he went for the super quick layer, but then kind of neglected his gas a little bit because, yeah, you're not normally getting your layer quite that quickly, so you can work on your minerals a little bit more. So he worked on them during instead of getting the extra gas, and his Spire was a bit late. It was kind of a wonky build, a little bit inefficient, I want to say.
Well, the way to sort of think about that, I guess, is that he got his layer and then basically didn't use it for about maybe 30, 45 seconds.
Yeah, something like that.
He could have maybe been mining a little bit more and got his layer 30 or 45 seconds later.
Exactly.
And he would have had more minerals to work with. That's one way to look at it.
Take your drones off the gas for a little bit longer. He never did, is the thing. So we'll see, though. He's still mining gas, and Pig actually mining some gas as well here. Baneling Nest going on for Yekke. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be aggressive, but could.
No, this...
oh, that was lucky.
Gone. Very good denial of the scout there. Yeah, the Zerglings could have just walked straight on by. Only one queen on the ramp there. And we have got a Baneling Nest starting for Pig as well. So, yes, this has the potential to get into a ZVZ knife fight, but we haven't seen too many of those lately, actually.
Well, you know, Daybreak is definitely a map that we see a little bit of Zergling Baneling aggression, but not one where you see as many all-ins, right? Like, you see someone poke, be like, oh, did you skimp? You didn't? Okay, I'm going home. Yeah, you know, I feel like that's how I see a lot of these. And they both just made a little handful of lings, but I don't know. I think they're just going to run up towards each other, then run away. It's like the posturing of 2 male rhinos.
And who are they fighting for? Because you're always fighting for
rhino.
Yeah. Who's the female rhino, man?
I guess the bracket stage of the tournament is the female rhino in this example.
And we have a little bit of an engagement here where Yekke actually lost a ling. Slightly careless, Pig getting a small advantage. Nothing huge, though, at the moment. And Yekke is once again going for his lair. Not quite as early, though, because Pig has his right behind.
Yeah. Yeah, these layers, see, this is the actual layer time you're going to see a little bit more often. So pretty solid by both these players. Now, with Yekke already getting his +1 range attack, it's obvious he's going to go into Infestor tech. But with the fact that Pig actually has no Roach Warren, and he's got all 4 gases going in just a second here. Oh, he actually does throw down the Roach Warren. I thought for a moment he might be the one going for mutas this time, but looks like it's just going to be pretty mirrored builds overall.
Yeah, he's skipping the mutas that basically didn't really do him any favors in game number 1, to be honest. So he's playing a little bit more standard here. Both sides going for that Roach Warren. We have the +1 missile attack coming down for Yekke as opposed to Pig right now, but he is getting his Evolution Chamber.
All right, so, you know, that +1 attack a little bit ahead for Yekke. It doesn't necessarily mean it's something that's going to come into play. Ooh, what?
That was random
I think he hit explode on that. Yeah. Well, anyways, not a big deal, but a little bit weird to see. We do have the Infestation Pit coming down a little bit quicker for Pig, so, you know, that's a little advantage just as that quicker +1 attack is a little advantage for Yekke.
And we had the Overseer there of Yekke getting destroyed inside the main base, dropping a Changeling just in time to get another Scud off before the Queen took it out. But he's not really going to see anything out of the ordinary right now, to be honest. Pig does have his Infestation Pit going down, but that's in the back of his natural rather than in his main. And Yekke, in the meantime, going for Glial Constitution +1. So both sides really going for similar stuff. He's taking his third.
Yeah. You know, I'm looking at this, and I'm wondering when is Yekke actually going to throw down his... Okay, I was going to say his Infestation Pit.
Yeah.
Just now throwing it down. A little bit late throwing it down at the same time as opponents' finishes when they had their layers start at the same time. Kind of an interesting choice there. That's going to give Pig a slight advantage in energy for Infestors. Again, not something that will necessarily change the game, but definitely something that could.
I'm trying to work out where that extra gas went, actually. And Yekke did get the +1 missile attack much earlier. It's already complete. But unless he's going to go for some sort of timing where he pokes and prods Pig a little bit as these roaches get completely caught out and surrounded in the middle of the map. Unless he goes for some sort of timing where he hits with +1 and Pig doesn't have it and he gets some damage done. Yeah. You're right. It's just going to result in Pig having more energy in his Infestors. Yeah.
And it looks like that's pretty much how it's going down. This little poke and prod here. This is just in case Pig actually... wow, he's actually just catching these because the Banelings are keeping them back. Oh, that's too bad by Yekke. But, yeah, that was basically just a little poke, a little prod to make sure that Pig actually made some roaches. Because, again, unless you're attacking, you don't want to make roaches that badly. You really want to make other stuff. But everyone's safe and sound right now.
I think so. We have a small lead for Pig. You know, just about 10 supply. Nothing really significant at this point in the game. He is mining more, though. He's getting his third base saturated, and he's now moving out for a poke of his own. He has got a couple of Infestors out on the field already, but they're not here with this army at this time.
Yeah. And, well, you know, this game is just about as even as you really get. You know, it's impossible to say exactly who is going to have taken this. Pig looks like he wants to rely somewhat on his micro here. He's so close to Yekke's base that the reinforcements should make it so he can't kill Yekke unless Yekke really messes up.
And we have a couple of Banelings out for both sides. 4 for Yekke and 1 for Pig at the moment. Pig looking like he really does want to engage here. The 4 Banelings are caught out. Great fungal growth there. Is it going to be enough? And, oh, there's a second one as well. That's going to come in very useful, and Pig is forced back.
Yeah, he lost quite a few roaches there, but did end up picking off at least one Infestor that I saw. So that's kind of nice. And, in fact, you know, he picked off several roaches as well while he's over here and made him burn a lot of energy. So, overall, that worked out pretty well for Pig. Both of our players are at about the same amount of drones, same amount of roaches, and, well, yeah, Pig has the 2 Infestors. So he actually did end up picking off 2 Infestors there. That's a big deal.
Very, very nice. Let's see if he wants to translate that into something else. We've got the +2 attacks now coming in for both players, with Yekke's a little faster. So once again, he might have a potential poke and prod here, but after the first one got shut down so much, he might be a little bit wary of going out again, especially now since that Pig's not just staying in his base and defending anymore. His army is out in the center. He's got the watchtower, and he'll be able to see it coming quite a long way.
That's true, and let's not forget his creep spread. While, yeah, if Yekke gets on that creep, he's going to have a quicker path to harass the hatcheries. Pig has almost connected it, so he's going to be able to run around very quickly as well and have good vision. So these are important things to keep in mind about Pig's actual situational position here.
No, that's true, actually. In the first game, the lack of creep spread, well, doesn't matter so much if you're going for that Spire tech, but we didn't see any of that here. And Pig's going to feel like he has a much easier time defending, and he can see just that much more of the map. So, if anything, he just feels a lot more confident here.
Yeah, it's kind of like the oxygen masks on an airplane, you know? It's not actually going to help you if you crash, but it makes you feel safer, right?
Does it, man? If it drops down, do you really feel more safe?
No,
And we have a big engagement here. A better concave for Yekke, but look at these fungal growths. The infestors from Yekke getting caught out of position. They do now arrive with some fungals of their own, but that's after pretty much all of the roaches have gone down, and Pig remaining with a huge roach army here. He's up 35 supply right now. I don't think he can quite break through. If, for example, we have one more fungal or another round of roaches, Yekke might be able to hold, but Pig is on the brink now, I think, of winning this game.
Yeah, Pig just did a lot of damage right there. And in fact, got away with 9 infestors. So that's a huge deal. Now, he's not going to kill right here, but he keeps going in and having pretty favorable engagements. And you can see this in the unit counts. I mean, Pig is up in supply, yes. Similar amounts of drones, yes. But 9 infestors against 4. That's huge. And while Yekke's refilling his supply reasonably well, it's with hydras and roaches and not infestors. So,
sure.
I mean, over time, Pig is going to gain an advantage in the form of more energy, more spells cast, more free units.
And the other thing about the composition as well at the moment is that 10 Hydras are in production for Yekke. He needs to make sure that he has way more roaches than he has Hydras. Because, yeah, he's going to have huge DPS if there's Hydras in, but infestors are in play. And Hydras are just so much squishier than roaches and so much easier to kill.
Yeah, I'd rather have a Hydra plushie than a roach plushie any day of the week. All right, so
roach plushies like hard. You knock on it, but it doesn't give way. They're uncomfortable to cuddle with when you go to bed.
If it's burrowed with burrow movement, you can Psystorm it and it doesn't die. All right, so we have the hive on the way for Pig right now. He's down a bit in supply because, again, you know, when you sink your money into roaches and somewhat into hydras, your supply balloons up a lot quicker. So that's why we see Yekke actually at a supply advantage now. But if Pig remains on the defensive, he's going to have a good time here, as Caleris would say.
Well, we have, he is certainly having a good time over at the third base. A bunch of roaches just picking apart these drones, not doing irreparable economic damage, of course. Like half a round of drones will fix that, but just forcing Yekke to move back, allowing Pig to sort of just go up to his ideal composition that much faster. Sides at about 200 right now. We've got 15 Hydras out for Yekke. And a lot more infestors, though, out for Pig. It's 13-4 at the moment, Artosis. That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. But let me point out, 92 drones to 68 drones. And they're both max, just about. In fact, Pig is a little bit down on that. But he's making Corruptors now, too. This is his 1 weak moment. Yekke must attack now, or Pig will end up winning this game. This is his timing. His units are on the right side of the map. I think he might be going for it.
He's spreading his units out now to attack from multiple angles, sending a small bunch into that bottom right expansion. Actually, he's ignoring it for now. He wants to make sure his army's together, moving in towards the front base. Excellent fungal growth to start the engagement off with from Pig. Can he hold on? He is at 175 to 190 supply. Like you mentioned, a lot of drones, and Yekke now moving in.
Yeah, he's running right over these spines just before they finish. This has to be heart-wrenching for Pig, who is so close to having the ultimate army going on, but Yekke is pushing forward. At the same time, Pig with a counterattack, taking out that fourth base. That is a big deal as well, but still a very scary army left over. A lot of fungals going down, but Pig doesn't have very many units out right now.
There's a lot of Hydras left in this army composition. A lot of the roaches are on red health as well. We basically need 2 more fungals, and then Pig might be able to hold the Broodlords, though he's just buying time until they morph in. Both sides have lost the forward bases, and there we go.
Yeah, those are just in the nick of time here. In fact, if he hadn't counterattacked at the same time, this might not be so good for him. But Pig looks like he's going to hold from here. And while he lost a base, he did finish a hatchery in the bottom right. Looks like Yekke's going to kill it. But, you know what, the tech advantage goes to Pig here, and he's definitely still in this game.
The worrying thing for Yekke is he's going to kill this at the cost of his army. Those Hydras are not cheap to replace.
Oh my god, is he not going to kill
Oh, no, what?
That hatchery is at 43 health. That was a big mistake. And now 3 transfusions going down.
To be fair, he could have used them a little earlier. He didn't need to live
man.
life quite that on the edge, man.
Yeah, that
was the Mission Impossible hatchery right there.
I know, that was a little bit crazy, man, but Pig has to be happy about that because now he has 4 bases against 3, and he has a Broodlord army.
And the Broodlords, there's just not too much that can contest them at them. And by not too much, I actually mean absolutely nothing. We have Corruptors out on the field, but they're nowhere close at the moment, and a couple of them getting fungled as well. So even though Pig's getting pushed back a little bit, the Corruptors are ineffective without the ground army to support them, because there's Infestors with this army from Pig too.
Yeah, you know, the Fungals are going to be pretty brutal, as well as the Infested Terrans with this. But the ground army's going to have a hard time because of those Broodlords. So right now, Pig just throwing anything he can into his army. He's throwing in some Corruptors. He's even mixing in some Zerglings. Those Zerglings could be good for maybe denying a hatchery of his opponent while he slowly pushes through.
One thing that's really cool from Yekke's point of view at the moment, Artosis, is that he's moving his Corruptors out on the map, sort of probing around, because when Pig moves the army, obviously the slowest units are the Broodlords. So sometimes you get Zerg players, just moving the Broodlord slightly ahead of the army to hit somewhere at the same time. And we have a little bit of an attack going up here in the top left base. It looks like he's going to be able to force a cancel there. Morlings going into the third base of Yekke as well. Cancel gets forced in the fourth. And a decent number of drones going down at the third, actually, but it looks like that's going to get cleaned up. 23 workers killed to 16.
Well, this is looking pretty good for Pig. He's done a great job here. Denying that hatchery is a big deal. In fact, looks like he might grab a couple queens with really high energy on him as well. The Zergling's still not taking care of 3 queens going to go down.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, this is painful for Yekke. He's starting to fall apart a little bit.
Yeah, he was sending a couple of units to deal with this harass, but then he underestimated how much he had to send. So the units were still out, and the Spire, researching the upgrade, gets taken out as well. Pig is getting so much purchase with this.
Now he's looking for some truffles there behind the hatchery. I don't know if there are any there.
You have to burrow to find them, man. You can't find them above ground.
Of course, man. They're in the ground.
Yeah.
That's what truffles are. Well, Pig now has taken this gigantic lead. This is so big. Yekke is not even mining with all his drones right now. Finally, he starts to, but let's look at the Corruptor count. 19 to 10, but 13 Infestors to 3.
Yeah.
10 extra Corruptors does not make up for 10 extra Infestors, unfortunately. So I think Pig is actually just going to go kill Yekke pretty soon here. You know, Yekke's actually played a pretty solid game here once again, but Pig just being a bit above.
Yeah, but he still has to get a decent engagement. Like, let's say if all of Pig's Infestors get fungled or something like that, you know, something crazy can still happen, because Yekke does have that Corruptor advantage until proven otherwise. And again, 3 Roaches just cleaning up the drones here in the top left. It's actually beginning to impact the amount that they're mining quite a lot. Look at the amount that Pig is mining in terms of gas compared to Yekke. It's huge.
It's pretty big. Well, here we go. It looks like this might be our final engagement coming up here. The Corruptor's actually being split really well and coming in from all the different sides, but some fungal growths, infested Terrans, and the Corruptors of his opponent coming in. It looks like Pig should be able to break through here.
Yeah, Pig, Yekke moved forward to try and fungal the Infestors of Pig once, but unfortunately just a little bit missing that timing there. And Pig is going to take it 2-0.
That's right. Yekke there seeming a little bit sad about his loss, but Pig very excited indeed. He realizes that his shots at making it out of this group are still alive. His last match for the group will be Hasuab, so that's going to be what he really needs to end up winning.
It's going to be a pretty big game for him. He needs to make sure. Like you said, the 2-0 right here is what he needed to just to keep his chances realistically alive. And he's gone and done that now, so he can have a little bit of rest before focusing on the rest of his matches.